In today's video, we're going to talk about dates and how to use this amazing fruit not only to make syrup, but use it as a sweetener, and also how to make this delicious, healthy, and easy to make coconut macaroon. Stay tuned. Hello, welcome to Nature to Tea, or welcome back. So I've been making coconut macaroon, or some like to call it coconut cake, for a while. But this time I decided to make it with gluten-free flour, and I decided to use some almond flour. And surprisingly, it came out super delicious, even better than most of the other ones that I've made, so I decided to share. First, let's talk about dates. There are different types of dates, but I normally use either medjool dates, which is the better kinds of date. These dates are normally from Jordan or somewhere in the Arabian Peninsula. And there's also the other kind that I use sometimes called the glet, I believe it's pronounced. But whichever kind of date you use, try to buy the ones that's non-GMO or at least organic. Some of the benefits of dates is that they're a natural energy booster, they're rich in fiber, promote gut health, may help lower bad cholesterol, high in antioxidants, rich in magnesium, selenium, and copper, good source of vitamin B, choline, and promotes brain health. As I mentioned earlier, I am making several recipes with dates, and the first one will be making date syrup. So using date as a sweetener is way better option than using sugar. Dates are very nutritious and it has vitamins as well as minerals. For the syrup, I'm using 1.5 cups of pitted dates. So first thing you want to do is chop up these dates into little pieces and then add 3 cups of water in a pot. Then you want to boil it for about 10 to 12 minutes. When the dates are soft and pale like this, you're ready for the next step, which is to strain it. So just any strainer would do. And you want to, while you strain it, if you're using a strainer like this, you want to go ahead and press it and get out as much of the liquid as possible. I was able to get about 1 cup of this date juice, and the next step is to boil this down to thicken it up and also turn it into a syrup-like texture. So you want to go ahead and boil this for about 10 more minutes until it thickens up a little bit. And don't worry about it being too thick, because once it cools off, it will thicken up more. So when everything was done, I was able to get a little more than 1/2 cup of this date syrup. Now, if you have a good presser and try to extract more of the juice, you can get a little more than this. And I know some of you guys may be thinking this is a waste, but it is not. I do reuse the pulp for other things, to bake a lot of things, and I also use it to put in my smoothies, and there's so many things you can do with the pulp. So no, it's not a waste. And also a lot of the date syrup that you buy from the stores, some of them have fillers. A lot of them actually have fillers, so it's not only the date syrup that you're getting, but also a bunch of junk basically. So it's always best to make your own. I know it's extra work, but it is worth it. This thing is so amazing with coffee, with tea, with almost anything that you need to sweeten up. And like I said before, I do save the pulp. I had put it in my blender, food processor or blender, and I used it to bake some banana bread, and it was delicious. And next is my favorite, coconut macaroon. And by the way, I use this food processor to chop up my pistachio, so that's why it looks the way it looks. But anyway, I'm using about 3/4 cup of medjool date, so that's 5 dates right there. And I'm adding about 1/4 cup of coconut milk and 1 egg. And then I just went ahead and blended until everything is nice and smooth. Got a little bit messy there, a little spillage, but it's all right. So next we are working on the dry ingredients. So 1 cup of shredded coconut, and then 1/2 cup of almond flour, or whatever flour you want to use. But since I'm making this gluten-friendly or gluten-free for people who are gluten sensitive or people who are on a gluten-free diet, I have been doing a lot more gluten-free recipes just because I've been having issues when I eat certain things that includes gluten, to be specific. But anyway, and you want to go ahead and add a pinch of salt and also about half a teaspoon of baking soda. Next, you want to go ahead and mix the dry ingredients, make sure everything is incorporated, and just kind of dig a hole right in the middle for the dates mix. By the way, the ingredients for this coconut macaroon will be included in the description box in case you want a reference to it. Next, you want to add about a tablespoon of vanilla extract, and I'm just eyeballing here, but I've been making this long enough to get a good estimate of what that looks like. Then we're going to go ahead and mix this, make sure everything is incorporated. And the last ingredient we're going to add is either butter or coconut oil. And I'm adding coconut oil, about 1 tablespoon of coconut oil. If you want, you can also use butter. And we know the drill. We're going to go ahead and mix this in as well. And I already have my oven on 350. And once everything is ready, I'm going to get my baking sheet, my muffin pan, and coat it with coconut oil. And once everything is coated, I just go ahead and fill it in. And I did not make that much because I happened to be traveling and I didn't want to make too much and not finish it. And that's why I'm only using half the muffin pan. Once everything is coated, or at least the ones that I think I'll need, I'll go ahead and start filling in the mix. And when you fill these muffin pans, you want to pat it down a bit so that it will be packed in well, but not too dense. Just, soft pats, and you don't want to overfill it either. And once I get all of them covered, I already have my oven on, and you want to bake this for about 10 to 15 minutes. Now these babies are ready to go in the oven, and I baked it for about 12 minutes and they are ready. This is what they look like. These coconut macaroons are so delicious, so rich because of the coconut oil and also the coconut milk as well as the dates. It is so delicious, more tasty than the ones that I used to buy. This is one dessert or snack with the healthy fats, the right fibers, and everything to help you on your weight loss journey as well as your health. I know exactly the ingredients in them, and they're healthy and delicious, so why not? Now my next recipe is making a trail mix. For this, I'm using medjool dates, and you can use 3 to 4 dates depending on how sweet you want it and also how much you're making. For this trail mix, I'm using medjool dates, and I'm only using 3. You can use 3 to 4, even 5, depending on how much you want to make and also how sweet you want it. So here I am chopping them into small pieces. After that, I separated them. Then into a bowl, I'll go ahead and start pouring in my seeds and nuts. First, I'm going to go ahead and add some pumpkin seeds, followed by some almonds. My favorite nuts, pistachios, and I'm trying to cut down on pistachios because I do eat them a little too much. I love them. And some sunflower seeds. And then I'll go ahead and add the dates. I also decided to add some plantain chips. This trail mix is so delicious. Easy to make, is great for snacks on the go. And this is like one of the best trail mix to have, especially if you're big on taste and also if you like eating healthy, even if you're at your busiest. Anyway, this wraps it up for this video. If you learn anything from this video or you appreciate it, please do give it a like. Also, if you're leveling up and becoming healthier and choosing better options when it comes to health and beauty, please do subscribe to my channel and hit the post notification button so you'll be notified every time I post a video. Also, do follow me on my TikTok platform where I do short content at Nature to Tea. I hope you have a blessed day, night, evening, wherever you are, and I hope to catch you on my next video.